See that guy? That's me. My excuse for looking like this? I'm a writer.
Eddie, maybe it's time to let the writing go.
But just in case you think nothing ever happened to me.
Eddie Mora!
Hey! Tell me about this book. Well, how much have you written of it? Not one word.
Well, I suppose I can help you with that. You know how they say that we can only access 20% of our brain? This lets you access all of it.
This movie was based off a novel by Alan Glenn. Essentially, it's about a failed writer who runs into his ex-brother-in-law, a former drug dealer, who introduces him to a drug called NZT-48 to help him with his writer's block. Eddie goes from a sad excuse of a writer to an extremely successful stockbroker. It shows the friends he makes and the friends he loses. It also shows how one enemy evolves just as Eddie does with the drug dealer. Eventually, his empire implodes and comes crashing down on him. I don't want to spoil anything, so you'll have to see it to find out what happens in the end. There is a bit of a twist. I thought this movie was the best I've seen in 2011. It was clever, refreshingly new, and overall well put together. Bradley Cooper does a great job as he transitions into 3 different types of characters, as NZT changes Eddie. Robert De Niro plays a threatening corporate workaholic. He plays his part believably and perfectly.
Well, in order for a career to evolve, I'm gonna have to move on.
That you would even think that would only show me how unprepared you are to be on your own. I mean, you do know you're a freak. Your deductive powers are a gift from God or chance or a stray shot of sperm or whatever, or whoever the hell wrote your life script. A gift, not earned. You do not know what I know because you have not earned those powers. You're careless with those powers. You flaunt them and you throw them around like a brat with his trust fund. You haven't had to climb up all the greasy little rungs. You haven't been bored blind at the fundraisers. You haven't done the time in that first marriage to the girl with the right father. You think you can leap over it all in a single bound. You haven't had to bribe or charm or threaten your way to a seat at that table. You don't know how to assess your competition because you haven't competed. Don't make me your competition.
Dresses and his facial reactions match perfectly to the character in which he plays. The script and dialogue itself is amazing. Hidden similes and metaphors made this movie rich and enjoyable.
Which sort of gives credence to the theory that one of the clerks he had fired actually wrote most of this guy's major opinions. You could Google the clerk's sons. They'd love to talk to you, exonerate their dad. That'd give you something that no one else has.
Information from the Odd Museum show, a half-read article, some PBS documentary. It was all bubbling up in my frontal lobes, mixing itself together into a sparkling cocktail of useful information.
So kudos to the screenwriter, Leslie Dixon. The vocabulary used in this film was far more advanced from any film I had seen this summer. Even the small conversations each character had with each other were interesting. I thought this is well beyond any of Neil Burger's other films. While his past films haven't been very good, Limitless has been a light in a dark tunnel of failure. To his future films, one based off a video game called Uncharted, I think that Limitless is going to be hard to even compete against. The camera work is amazing from the extremely clever entry shot to just everything.
You listening to me? Do you get it? You are going to be out on the streets. Out
And then I felt it.
You don't have a place to live. Do you want to be
I was blind, but now I see.
What's wrong?
The little clever shots in this movie added just the right amount of difference from other bland films in 2011. Once again, I love this movie. It was just nice to have a film that was different, fresh, new, rich, and just overall awesome. From the scripts detailed to the small things but meaningful shots, this movie was the highlight of my summer. I give this movie $9 million out of 10.